Hey guys, welcome back to the Scene Snobs Reviews, and I checked out the movie Weapons, and this is my full review of Weapons, and we're going to get into spoilers in this one, so make sure that if you haven't seen it yet, maybe turn this one off and come back to it later, because I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments as well. This movie takes place in a small town where 17 out of 18 kids in one classroom go missing overnight, and we get to see that to the backdrop of a George Harrison song in slow motion. These kids all run out of their house at 2:17 in the morning, and it seems like they're running aimlessly with each other all through this neighborhood, and it does lead to them going missing, and the town is frantically looking for him. All of these kids were a part of one classroom and only one kid remains, so the teacher is being heavily looked at throughout this entire thing. One thing I love about Zach Cregger's new film that he wrote and directed is that he builds this atmosphere perfectly. It is so sound throughout. All of the characters mean something. They're all interwoven really perfectly, and I absolutely appreciated that. The first two acts of this movie are pure psychological thriller where we're really learning a lot of things about each of these characters, their lives, and what's going on at the deeper mystery of this all. I absolutely love this movie. I had a really good time with it. It is a different type of absurd horror film. It's not something you might be expecting if you went into this thinking it's going to be balls to the wall horror. This is one that really makes you think. It really makes you understand the characters, and it really dives deep into what is going on within everyone's lives within this movie. It follows the teacher. It follows one of the fathers who's desperately looking for her son, the principal who's trying to deal with all of this, one of the police officers in the town who's connected to all of this in a weird way, a town drug addict who gets roped into the middle of all of this, and then a young boy, the final surviving boy of the classroom, Alex, who I want to give special mention to. He was played by Carrie Christopher, and he did a fantastic job in this movie. It was also really cool to see Amy Madigan as a character named Gladys, who's very mysterious throughout. What I liked about this movie is it feels Hitchcockian in the first two acts. You're really getting to know deep down who these characters are throughout, and just exactly the type of people they are. At first, it all seems surface. We all start really trusting them, and not really understanding maybe why are they the suspect? What are they doing here? What's going on with him? Is this something that's a part of all of this? You ask these questions throughout, and one thing I like about Zach Cregger's script is that he built a red herring perfectly. This is the way you do it. A red herring shouldn't just be put in there to kind of throw us off the twist. A red herring should be built up throughout the entire time, and then by the time you get to it, you're like, oh my god, I didn't see that coming at all, and this movie did that for me. Now I will tell you, he also does a great job in tying what is actually going on to the beginning. You see layers of it throughout, and it sticks with you as you go. So by the time you get the reveal of what's actually happened to these kids, who's at the helm of all of this, and who's helping them, it is on course to shock you. This movie goes all out in the third act. It is wild, but it is really fun to watch. I thought the absurdity of that third act was so different from the first two acts in the buildup that we're going for, that it fit actually weirdly perfectly. It ties everything up, gives us what we needed. It ends sort of abruptly, but you have resolution, and I appreciate that about this movie. Now, at over 2 hours, there are parts where it feels like maybe you could have trimmed a little bit here and there. I don't know that I would have taken any focus on any of the characters that we had, because like I said, they're very layered. When you come back and like you meet one of the students who's bullying Alex in the beginning of the movie, and then you find out who he's connected to throughout the rest of the movie, and it also kind of makes sense why he's a bully. And it's so interesting. It's a very interesting dynamic. Josh Brolin brings an intensity to this that I absolutely loved. He was a great character in this. A desperate father who just wants to find out what happened to his son and where he is, and he is devastated, and he just has to keep living life and going through as his marriage is falling apart, his business is falling apart, nobody wants to talk to him because he's pushing too hard. But it is just interesting throughout. He does such a great job. Julia Garner, who, to make mention, she did good as a Silver Surfer, and I've seen her in other things that I like. I did not like her in The Wolfman. In this, I thought she was fantastic. She plays a teacher with a dark past that seems eerily connected to this in a weird way, and as it unfolds, you start to become more and more surprised at who she actually is. I think everybody should go check this out if you're a horror fan. It builds the suspense perfectly. If you like gore, you're going to get plenty of that, but it's not overdone in a way where I feel disgusted. It's done in a way where it seems really to fit what we're going with here. And I have to say, Amy Madigan is a fantastic addition to this movie. I didn't know she was in it. I loved her in it. I love Amy Madigan from the past. So to see her in this and the character she plays, it is fantastic. I want to temper some expectations. I think a lot of people are going into this and saying, oh man, this is supposed to be the greatest horror movie of all time. I don't think it's the greatest horror movie of all time. I'm not even going to suggest that this is the greatest horror movie of this year, but it is a fantastic horror movie, and it is a lot of fun to watch. I'm going to check it out again. This is one I could see me checking out over and over again. Was it as good as Barbarian? No, Barbarian hit me a little bit differently, and I think the dreadful colorful side of that was a little bit better, but I definitely loved his follow-up. I thought Weapons was fantastic, and I want more original stuff from him like this. I know he's going on to Resident Evil, but I hope he gives us more stories like this in the future. What did you guys think? Sound off in the comments and let me know. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching, hanging out with us. We do new reviews every week on the podcast or here on the Scene Snobs YouTube channel. We also do written reviews. Go check them out, and remember to subscribe to the channel. All right, everybody, until next time, remember, take care of yourselves. That's important. Be kind and rewind, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.